Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for giving this channel another try. I'm so glad to have you here. The other day I did a look. I did my go-to straight haired look for on air, and I wanted to show you guys my go-to curly hair look, how I achieve these curls. Having thinner hair, being able to get this volume and this kind of oomph is really exciting. It all came out of really just cutting so many inches off of my hair, and I've been learning how to style it. And needless to say, I rocked out so hard to Taylor Swift while doing this and had to put a red lip on. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. My social links are posted up right here. Would love if you would follow along and become part of the Below the Blonde crew. But nonetheless, let's get to this video. All right, starting off, of course, I'm starting out with my straight hair. It's kind of one of those things, you can't go straight from drying your hair to having the curly effect. I don't put my curler up the full way. It's around 350 Fahrenheit, but I know that's still really hot. I've also prepped my hair already with Moroccan oil, so that's something that I feel good about, just to make sure that it has something on there for when I use hot tools. Much like when I did my straightening hair video, and I'll have that linked below as well, I have to separate my hair out. When you're doing the curling, it's always good to kind of prep your hair with a little bit of hold, especially if this isn't second day hair. It's not gonna hold as great because your hair is just going to be a bit more silky smooth. So I prep that up with a stronger hairspray, and I will brush it out as well. So I make sure that I can get some smooth curls with that. I always curl away from my face as well, as much as I can, and in the back it kind of becomes a smorgasbord of different curls back and forth. But this is a key point. Hold that curl after you curl it and don't just let it go. Yes, it's gonna feel a little bit more Shirley Temple than you may want, but later this will really help the form of those curls, even though they might be tighter now. So again, I'm curling away from my face. I will hold on to that curl. It will feel hot in your hand too, so that's a good note. And then as soon as it cools down, then you can let it go. I've also been using this texture spray. It is much like a hairspray, but it just adds, again, a little bit more texture to your hair and to your curls, especially because they're going to be so smooth. Now, separating that out, I usually try to go 3 or 4 different separations in my hair, but again, I do have thinner hair, so that's kind of all I need. And I used to do this as well when I had my hair much longer. It would just take a little bit longer in terms of wrapping that hair around the wand. This wand is 1.5 inches, and I find that it basically gives me that curl that I want to achieve, and then it tapers off at the end, which is able to get those end little pieces really good and in there. Sometimes they don't go exactly the way that you want them to go, so you have to train them into going away from your face or just being tighter around other curls as well. This is when it starts to get a bit more tricky. You have the bang. I try not to get the curl too close to my scalp. I try to let that a bit more loose so it looks a little bit more natural, and then really just hook the curl at least once or twice around the wand at the very end. I try not to grab too much of my hair, and as you can tell, I'm grabbing a chunk of hair that basically goes from the top to the bottom. So it's more like a flat laying area of hair on the actual curler. And I find that way of grabbing and sectioning off the hair just allows more of it to touch that heat, and thus more of it to end up being held by that heat. Now, thankfully, this isn't the final curl that I am trying to achieve. I love that, oh, I didn't try hair look when it's, yeah, you kind of did try, but the not try hair look completed. I always run my fingers through the curls. Sometimes I'll even brush them out completely depending on how curly I want it to look. But with that being said, I'll add a little bit more volume, make sure that my hair takes the shape I want it to take on the top by using that tease and comb, simply like I did as well in through my straight haired look, and usually just bumping it up a bit. I don't want to go full Duff Puff, but that's fine. And here's the final look. Basically the one side has volume and the other side I tuck behind my ear. I can't believe that I'm able to achieve this kind of volume with my hair. If I need to primp and prep just with some of the combs and more hairspray, I will. So my beautiful friends of happiness and joy, this has been my curly haired look. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's pretty easy to achieve, and if you have longer hair too, it will come out stunning. I love doing these curls with long hair. The wand is just 10 out of 10. And then when you run your fingers through it, it all just comes together. You guys are you, that is your power. I'm sending you so much love and would love if you would subscribe and become part of the family. If you do, we'll see you in my next video. Bye.